Obviously, property-wise, there's a lot going on. We're going to hear about a couple of things. The Renters' Rights Bill is probably the biggest thing that's happening probably in a long time. And yeah, we'll see how that's all going to pan out. That could be fun. Other news, of course, everyone's busy trying to get their sales through, completions done before the stamp duty rates change. I don't know if that's affecting us. Are the team happy at the minute, Serby? The conveyancing team?
Can't wait for 1st of April.
Yeah, good. It'd be great if it was extended for one day, just as an April Fool, wouldn't it? Obviously, you've probably seen the base rate didn't change. Who was expecting it to go down today? Nobody? Just me? I was just hoping for it to go down, maybe. Right, on to my stuff anyway. So I'm not going to tell you loads. What I will say is everything I'm going to talk about today, I actually cover. I do a landlord tax newsletter. Some of you will be readers. Hopefully more of you will think about it. I send out five times a week. I send out something. It's just a 60-second read to do with landlord, property, tax, nothing else. Just some extracts from some of the things we've covered in the recent week. I still get questions asked about stamp duty land tax and how to avoid it, how to get out of it, whether the pigeons are loft like help you satisfy that it's not suitable as a dwelling, and all of these things. As if they're also sick of it, HMRC have actually put a video out recently on their YouTube channel, which I'm sad to say I do subscribe to. Just for work though, honestly, yeah, not for pleasure. So they've put a video out which basically says, look, if you think you're not going to pay your stamp duty, you're probably wrong, very rarely. So they even go so far in their video to say, if you have to rebuild the house, then yes, you'll probably not have to pay the additional rate stamp duty. The fact that they've said rebuild the house would suggest that pigeons in the attic, no running water is not sufficient. And I think they're just getting a bit sick of it because there's a lot of it going on. We're just about to hit a new tax year. I also sent a thing out with loads of ideas for tax year end planning. I'm not pitching pensions, but pensions, ISAs, using all your normal allowances, your capital gains allowances. It's a good time to review those things. Don't forget capital gains to some degree. You can time the sale based on when it becomes unconditional. So you could sell 2 properties after the 5th of April, but you could theoretically get one that happened before 5th of April if you needed to for any reason. For tax purposes, get advice. Don't just do things, get advice. What else was I going to cover? Oh yeah, like my favourite news in the past probably couple of months, to be fair. Did anyone see that HMRC are going to, well, they're thinking about paying people to inform on others? How mint is that? I could probably just make a living. Obviously, I wouldn't breach client confidences. I did think it was quite interesting though. So Serby and Paul, of course, and Janet, we're all regulated people who, if we spot fraud, we're under professional obligations to report. So obviously we'll tell you that's wrong. Will you not do it? And if you go, I'm doing it anyway, you might not know, but we have to report these things. Some people take it more seriously than others, but we're all professional people. So ironically, we might be able to report and actually get paid for it. And there's talk that up to 25% of the tax taken off the, I nearly said victim, but I suppose they're in the wrong, aren't they? Off the taxpayer who gets the inquiry, up to 25% of the tax could go to the informant, which I think could start to rack up to some decent numbers. So then I thought, let's have a look. Now, you might not know this, but HMRC publish a list of what they call deliberate tax avoiders. Has anyone ever seen that list? I mentioned it in my newsletter again. Keep looking. I do a newsletter, by the way. I've mentioned that I do a newsletter. If you look, just Google deliberate tax avoiders, HMRC, there's a list of some absolutely mental numbers of like all walks of life, all different ages of like when it happened. What's really quite interesting on those, if you look at it, some of the people on there got a 90% penalty based on the tax that was at stake. And you may think this doesn't affect just mere mortals. There was a gas engineer who got a 23 or so £1,000 tax settlement on income that he hadn't declared, and his penalty took the settlement up to 40 grand. So he got something like a 70 to 80% penalty, which I think is nuts. That's really high. So when I keep going on about it's important that we keep you all right, I'm doing it for you, not for me. But don't worry, if you don't want to do it right, just make sure I know, because now I can profit off that as well. Because taxmen aren't hated enough yet, are they?